Hi and welcome. Let's review episode 2 of House of the Dragon. It starts out with the crab feeder showing him destroying a crew of a ship by torturing them with crabs. And basically he is terrorizing Corliss's fleet of merchant ships and killing his crews. Not only is he losing money, but he's also losing his crew. And so he's really angry about this, and he goes to the king and tells the king, hey, we got to do something about this, and, can we send an army there to destroy this guy? Well, the king, or should I say the indecisive king, basically says to him, oh, no, we can't do this right now. We have other things that we're concerned about, blah, blah, blah. And so Corlys is still kind of angry. The king, well, he has to get, or he is being pressured to get a new wife so that he can continue his line of heirs. And so he basically is being told by his council that he needs to find a new queen. And of course, him and his indecisiveness doesn't know what to do. But Corlys suggests to him that he marry his daughter, because it would bring together the Targaryens and the Valyrian families and show the realm how powerful they are. And so, of course, the indecisive king deliberates about this all through the episode. This is a pretty much an actionless episode. It's a lot of talking, basically just acting is going on. This is what we call a setup episode for things to come, for wars to come, battles to come, hijinks, and destruction. That's really what this episode is all about, setting up all of these things. So the king is thinking about all these things. While this is happening, his brother, Daemon, sends a message to him telling him that he is getting married and that she is pregnant with his child, and they have a dragon's egg at Dragonstone. And so the king immediately dispatches his hand to go and retrieve the egg and tell his brother to stop his nonsense, basically. So the hand goes with a bunch of troops and meets Daemon on the stone bridge, and they basically hurl threats at each other and, the usual stuff. And they're getting closer and closer to coming to blows when Daemon's dragon appears, and this, of course, frightens the hand and his men. The king's hand and his men, and they're kind of worried. Well, out of the blue, the princess appears on her dragon. And so she lands in the middle of all of this, and I guess she thinks that she can negotiate with her uncle because, well, I guess they sort of like each other, or at least she thinks they do. And so she walks down the bridge between the armies, and she talks to Daemon. And she tries to reason with him, and she basically, I'm going to paraphrase this next line, says to him, well, if you're so angry about me being heir, why don't you strike me down and kill me? And Daemon thinks about it for a minute and then decides not to do that. He instead throws the egg to her And so she takes the egg to destroy it, gives it to the army to destroy it. And she does this all this negotiation and stuff is all done without the king knowing, without the hand knowing, and certainly without Damon knowing that she was doing this. So it's kind of interesting. So a big surprise, and the king is a little angry with his princess, and tells her she shouldn't risk her life that way because she's the only heir, and etc., etc. Meanwhile, the king comes to a decision as to who he's going to marry, and so he decides to marry her, Alicent Hightower. This makes the Valyrians extremely angry. Corlys storms out and is really, really pissed at the king. In fact, he is so pissed that he actually approaches the king's brother, Daemon. Now, of course, this announcement of a marriage between Alicent and the king will drive a wedge between these two friends, the princess and Alicent, that will be unimaginable. Like I said, this episode sets up things to come. And so Corlys invites Daemon over, you might say, for some tea. They talk, and Corlys wants Daemon to help him destroy the crab feeder and his minions. And he hopes that this will show everybody in the kingdom how great both of them are. That's really how the episode ends, with them in negotiations about this. Like I said, this episode really has no action in it, so if you're expecting, armies fighting or even just individuals fighting, really doesn't happen. A lot of discussions here. It is well acted. The CGI is fantastic. The clothing is great. The armor is great. I honestly can't wait to see the next episode to see who gets killed and see what happens. I think the next episode will be have some action in it. In fact, it could be all action packed. I don't know, but it seems to be headed that way. Anyway, even though this wasn't an action-packed filled episode, I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed the indecision of the king. I enjoyed Matt Smith and Corlys. Corlys was very good in this episode, I must say. And the princess was very good too. A lot of inaction, but a lot of good talking going on and setting up all sorts of new stuff for episode 3. I don't think this episode was as good as the first episode. I would say it's a little behind the first episode just because it has no action in it. But not everything has to be action, right? Good acting does go a long way. And especially these days in comparison to other shows that are out there that are absolutely abysmal, this episode looks fantastic. My rating for this is a 3 out of 5. If you enjoyed these videos, please subscribe. Tell your friends about it and have them subscribe. Hit the like button. Until next time, bye.